Hey y'all, how are you doing? I'm great. Thank you so much for asking. It's me, Kim, and I'm back for another live stream. I haven't streamed on this channel in a minute. Y'all let me know in the comments if the audio or anything is off. It's been a second. I'm out of practice. I'm a little low. We'll fix it next time. We'll fix it in post. Hi. Oh my gosh, you know what? I was just telling somebody since we're just doing a little bit of a quick catch up right now. Look at these freaking shoes that I just bought. Adorable. Adorable. I'm not really a mule girl. I'm not a mule girl, but when we were at the Galleria, it's been a long time since I've been to the Galleria. We went to the Galleria over the weekend, and then we went to Steve Madden. First of all, the Galleria, any Galleria is too damn big. Too damn big. Okay. But anyways, we went and we were just, I'm a shoe girl because I was influenced by Sex in the City. And they have these are fake Louboutins. Steve Madden is the king of the knockoff, right? I saw his interview with Omdi on what is it, behind the cutting room floor. But anyways, my little fake Louboutin mules. All right. What are we here today to discuss? It is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. Oh yeah. Oh, that was my timer saying, "Hey, you need to be streaming right now." And I am. I was only like a minute late. We're turning a new leaf. It is Tuesday, June 10th, 2025. I'm a theater girl, so I thought, oh, it would be fun if I started streaming again by talking about theater. The Tonys were on Sunday, and of course, I waited until Monday morning to watch because I was out doing stuff on Sunday night. But I watched you guys. That was the best Tony Awards that I have seen in I'm trying to think, like a decade. Oh, I got the lady's name wrong. Retro. Okay, because on social media, her name is Amodi. Her first name is Retro. Beautiful. She hosts the Cutting Room Floor. It's Patreon only, but so worth it. And one, I'm amazed because she gets the best guests. I'm replying to somebody in the chat and I fucked up the lady's name. Names are important, so I can't just, pretend like I didn't see the comment. Retro Amondi. Her name on social media platforms is Amondi, and she has the classic green color. We love a signature color. She's a fantastic interviewer. If you're interested in fashion or aesthetics or culture, amazing. She gets the best guests. Gorgeous girl, perfect skin, so dynamic and knowledgeable. So, anyways, and I, said Steve Madden, she talked about him being the king of the knockoff. Hey, hey, we're in a recession, so I can't spend $900 on the Louboutin. And what was this, like 120? So cute. Um, but yes, so I have been watching the Tonys every year since I was, God, what was the first Tonys? Maybe 2000, 2001. I mean, the first one that really stands out for me is 2002 because I love Thoroughly Modern Millie. And then it stood out to me that Sutton Foster has the last name Foster, but also the song that she sang during the show, Forget About the Boy. It was just like, I was obsessed. But this is the best Tonys that I have seen in a decade, at least. At least. It might be longer than that. The host was great. Cynthia Erivo was stunningly talented, so we will talk about that, okay? Next, we will talk about Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter, the song and the video release. This is just going to be real quick. We're going to be in and out, okay? I'm just getting my sea legs back, in and out. Sabrina caught another one. Sabrina caught another banger. And then finally, we'll end it on Teyana Taylor. I don't know why I love Teyana Taylor. So, you know what? Because we're about the same age, and well, she's a little younger than me, and I remember seeing her on my Super Sweet 16. I feel like that's a big part of it. I just really like her. And she also released new music, new video, and then she had that BET Awards performance. All right. Whew. Emily says, I'm in bed with a cold, so I'm glad this is here to keep me company. We're going to be in and out, Emily. Christopher, she's absolutely incredible. The cutting room floor should have Hot Ones numbers. Absolutely. But you know what? I think we are moving to a point where people are kind of extracting themselves from scale, big, big, big. I think, and I personally felt this way for a long time. I am on the record saying this like a decade ago. The key to survival, if you are independent, is not big, big, big. It's deep, deep, deep. Do you have people who are willing to go deep with you? Do you have a specialized knowledge? Do you have a unique viewpoint, like a special kind of charm? To me, that's retro. All right, let's start with the Tonys. Okay, so Cynthia Erivo hosted the Tonys. She was great. I'm pausing because, I don't love everything Cynthia Erivo. She has a very particular sense of style, okay? But a stunning talent from that opening number. So good. And that opening number, wait, I'm sorry, I have to get out my note. It was oh, dang it, why didn't this the name of the song? What was the name of that song that she sang at the very, very beginning? But anyways, what stood out to me was she was singing gorgeous. Oprah made her little cameo. They did the little finger thing, that little joke. And then she decides she's going to go out into the audience, which, everybody does that. I mean, that's well worn, especially at the theater shows. And you know that you're at the Tonys because she can just go out and in the front row, put the microphone in front of people's faces, and they sing. And they sing either a harmony, they're singing, let me go this way, they're singing the correct harmony, they're singing in the right key. I said, now that's how you know we're at the Tonys. Obviously, Kristen Chenoweth was first. Love Kristen Chenoweth, like obsessed. The original, the original Glinda in Wicked. Also, Oklahoma Stand Up, an Oklahoman, and also a woman who's also 5 feet tall. Me and Kristen Chenoweth have a lot in common. Literally, so much. Except she is a Tony Award winning actress and I'm not. But 5 feet tall and from Oklahoma. And we would have gone to the same performing arts camp, but I couldn't go to that performing arts camp that summer because I also went to nationals in speech and debate. So I had to choose. Shout out to Quartz Mountain. Okay. Kristen got it, and then somebody else got it next, and she's going around Adam Lambert. And then she put the microphone in Adam Lambert's face, and he just like blew. I mean, it was great. Great. One little thing that I did not love about it was maybe about halfway through the show, Cynthia made this joke about, you guys, we're on a time crunch. And so when you start getting to the end of your speech, you're going to hear my voice. And now the time is, what is that song? Send in the Clowns. Send in the Clowns. You're going to hear Send in the Clowns playing you off. I do not like that. Oh, this is my one huge thing about award shows. This is the pinnacle of people's lives. I understand that this is also a telecast. I get it. But these are people have been dreaming of this since they were little babies. The idea of, and I'm gonna have a little drop and it's gonna start playing and you're gonna know that you need to get anxious and like wrap up your speech. No, I do not like that stuff at all. I don't like it when any award show does it. I stay rewatching the thoroughly modern Millie performance. Little is Kim. We see each other. So good. No canary in a cage for me. Yeah. This canary's learning to fly free. Yeah. Amazing. Get out the tap shoes. Get out the tap shoes. Okay. That might have been a little sharp. Anyways, yeah, Cynthia Erivo, great, lots of costume changes, witty, dynamic, talented. She did what she had to do. Okay. The next thing that really stood out to me was Megan Hilty's performance. Megan Hilty is one of the leads in Death Becomes Her, and she did a song called For the Gays, like for the Gaze, but of course it's a double entendre because it's also for the gays, like the gay men. And it was fun, it was energetic, it was camp. She does all of these costume changes. Oh, and by the way, the costume designer for Death Becomes Her was also the costume designer for Wicked, the movie, and he won a Tony. And I believe, did he win an Oscar for Wicked? I'm sorry, I have to look up. Paul Tazewell, Wicked, Oscar. Yeah, this man won a Tony and an Oscar the same year. Excuse you? He's a black man. Excuse you? Excuse? Excuse? So, anyways, Paul better work because those costumes were stunning in both of those projects. Anyways, Megan Hilty was fantastic. She comes out in the song. She changes into Liza Minnelli, and then she changes at the end into Liza Minnelli's mother, like Dorothy, Judy Garland, who played Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. So Judy Garland as Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz. It was just so fun. So fun. And you know what I was thinking by the end of the night? One thing that you really have to love and appreciate about Broadway is there is so much space for middle-aged women. I love, maybe because I'm creeping up. I'm creeping into middle age. Maybe some would say I am middle aged, but watch yourself. Um I do appreciate how much space and respect and reverence is given for remarkably talented middle-aged women. So Megan Hilty is 40 something, and Nicole Scherzinger, the Trump supporter, is 40 something, and Audra McDonald is in her 50s. Those all nominated for Best Lead Actress in a Musical. Love that. And LaTanya Richardson, I would say 60s or 70s, nominated for Best Lead in a Play. So yeah, that's great. So I loved that. And now you understand why Lena left her wife of 2 months. She had found a superstar. Now y'all are messy. Um Look, things happen. You know what I mean? Love is love. Love is love. But I've already said about that. You know how Cynthia Erivo and Ariana Grande are so close. Like they talk about loving each other so deeply and caring for each other, and everybody wants to make that, they're lesbians, they're bumping cooches. And it's like, no, they have the ultimate thing in common, which is they gonna steal your spouse. The ultimate thing Cynthia and Ariana have in common is remarkable talent, honestly, generational talent, and they're gonna take your spouse. And you know what? Life is messy. Who are me to judge? Okay. Um, what else do I have here? Oh, rude. You know that viral, that was rude. That was really fucking rude, right? That's from Death Becomes Her. Okay, next standout that I have written down is Nicole Scherzinger for she performed As If We Never Said Goodbye. I cannot tell you how many rave reviews of Sunset Boulevard I have seen on the internet. And also, I know two people personally who have said this is one of the best performances I have seen in years. Now, I've been shocked because I knew, I like Pussycat Dolls and I liked Eden's Crush. Hey, sorry, I have to make sure. I liked Eden's Crush. But I just wasn't, I just don't think of, but you know what? I know that did she win an Obie or an Olivier? Because she did Cats in the West End a few years ago. And I saw some videos of that, her doing Memory. And I thought, oh, this is really good, even though I hate cats. I am not oh, and the other thing, I am not an Andrew Lloyd Webber girl at all. I don't fuck with it. I don't, not Phantom of the Opera, not Cats. It's not for me. But anyways, that was as stunning of a televised performance as you can get. Now, was I 100% sure that she would win? No, I wasn't, because Audra McDonald won the Drama Desk Award, I believe. And Nicole is also a Trump supporter. I don't know. Look, I don't know look, I'm not in the American theater wing, obviously, but I and it was so funny. After in the press room, Cole Escola getting word that Nicole had won, and they're like, "Who won? Who was it?" And he's just so nonplussed, and he's just like, 4 more years, I guess. 4 more years. It's just so funny, hilarious and funny. But talent is talent. So you can't say it was rigged. You can't say it was rigged, because I wouldn't have. I wouldn't have. Oh, and you know what else? It's so funny because I was watching this with my partner, and I was like pausing it because we were watching it on Paramount Plus to tell him the backstory. And I explained to him the Patti LuPone stuff and all of that drama, which hilariously Oprah referenced when she came out. But I also told him, oh, and another layer to this is there's this Tony race between Audra McDonald and Nicole Scherzinger, and Patti LuPone, of course, came for Audra McDonald. What did Patti say? Oh, she's not a friend. But she came back and apologized, but she had to. But in that New Yorker piece that got everybody really mad, she talked about the devastation she experienced because she originated Norma Desmond in Sunset Boulevard in London. And then the show came to the United States, and she was replaced by Glenn Close. And then, of course, Glenn Close introduced Nicole Scherzinger, and Nicole Scherzinger then, went on to win the Tony. You got to be a Broadway girly. You got to be a theater girly. Okay, what else? Audra McDonald in Rose's Turn. Okay. I've heard mixed things about Gypsy. Okay? If you're in the theater girl circles, you know. It's not a universal just like, and so I wasn't sure. I loved it. I loved Audra McDonald's version of Rose's Turn. I thought it was great. There's some choices, that we've seen other people. Oh, and that's another layer to the drama. Sorry. Okay. Another layer to the drama is Patti LuPone also played Rose on Broadway. And did she win a Tony? I think Patti LuPone won a Tony for Did Patti LuPone win a Tony for playing Rose in Gypsy? Bro, I gotta look it up. Patti LuPone Tony. Lead actress. Okay. I don't know. It's not telling me, and I don't want to wait, let me just do this. Oh god. Whatever. I think that she did. She might have. I'm not sure if she won the Tony, but she definitely did play Gypsy on Broadway, which is another layer to the drama. Funny. Oh, Cole is non-binary. I apologize. I apologize for misgendering Cole. Okay. So, anyways, there was that funny moment when after they won, oh, you know what it is? Okay, I got fucked up because the awards are still binary gender. And so they won Best Lead Actor, but they are non-binary. Okay, that's why I got fucked up in my brain, but thank you for correcting me. I will put this on screen. I saw Audra's Gypsy in March. Her acting was great. Her singing was not it. Just because you can hit the notes doesn't mean you should. The original key is not in her belting range. Okay. I have, like I've said, I've heard some things. But I liked that. I thought it was good. Okay. What else do I have? Sunset Boulevard is my top 5 favorite movies. 4 more years. I thought I was the only one who remembered Eden's crush. No. Are you kidding? Do you know that I could sing Get Over Yourself right now? Do you know that I used to pretend like I was in that music video? Look, y'all think I'm not new to, I'm for real. I'm not just like, oh, like Kim is just like a little nerd and she likes to read political theory, for fun. And she just, plays around with pop culture. No, bitch. I'm as serious about my mainstream popular culture as my fucking political theory. Speaking of, I'm reading a book right now called Hayek's Bastards. Bitch. This country is so fucked up. Anyways, but yes, I definitely could uh sing Get Over Yourself and pretend like I'm in the music video. Was that song produced by Rodney Jerkins? Why is Rodney Jerkins in my head? Anyways, great song. Oh, and by the way, crap, I was supposed to, on my agenda was make sure that you take care of the business. The business is that I am going to do these streams and then do the notes over on the newsletter. So the newsletter is at kimberlynicolefoster.co. So tonight, for real, tonight I will send out the newsletter with this video and all of my random asides and references. We're gonna start organizing them and sending them out. Because I am good for being like, do y'all remember in 1993 at the Oscars? Like, what? No, nobody remembers that, Kim. You're going to have to spell it out a little bit better. Okay. So that was that. Um, like, share, subscribe, yada, yada, yada. What else do we have? The Oprah Shade, Patti LuPone, Cole Escola. Okay. Cole Escola won for Best Lead Actor in a Play, and they dressed up as Bernadette Peters. They wore a recreation of the look that Bernadette Peters wore in 1999 when she won a Tony. What? It's so weird, but also fun. Just very I've already said camp before, but yes, very camp. Cosplay callback. And because everybody was linking it and stuff. So I went back and watched the whole video. Hilarious. Also, heard great things about Oh Mary, but if you think about Oh Mary too long, you will be like, what the fuck? What? Such a very weird premise for a show. But I'm glad they won. Okay. Oh, and now is where we're going to get into my shit. The Hamilton reunion. I love Hamilton unabashedly. I'm sorry. It's definitely of a different time. You know what I mean? 10 years is a long time. It's definitely of a different time, a different era, the politics, what it means, what it represents. It's not exactly holding up. Well, let's just be honest, okay? But the bones of the show, meaning the quality of the songs, how fun they are, the lyricism. Now, 10 years later, we are all much more familiar with Lin-Manuel Miranda isms. He does go back to a lot of the same tropes and chord progressions, and the way that he uses words is very similar. But back then, we didn't know. I didn't know because I don't like In the Heights. I wasn't, okay. It was so new and fun and exciting, and the quality of the performances. Like Leslie Odom Jr. as Aaron Burr, The Room Where It Happens, wait for it, stunning. Philippa Sue, stunning. And my favorite, Renee Elise Goldsberry as Angelica Schuyler, Satisfied. Bitch, yesterday I was on the treadmill singing Satisfied. And my boyfriend, I'm sure, was like, are you training to go on tour? How are you running like that and singing? Hey, it's a great song. It's so good. I saw her when she came here on tour. Great. The bones, the musicality, you know what I mean? That stuff still holds up. Does what Hamilton was supposed to represent, those Obama era, no. No, no, no. No, it's not quite doing that, you know? But there was an idealism, an optimism to Lin-Manuel Miranda creating the show that does inspire nostalgia. I do, as somebody who came of age during the Obama years, think a lot about how not to be cliche, there is a hopefulness, like a brightness. Now, as things wore on, right? That's that, as things wore on, you're like, no, wait a minute. Some ain't, you know, it's getting a little, right? But especially at the start of the Obama era, uh, you just had to be there. You just had to be there. And in fact, I can't, you can't say never to anything, but like, it's just so, just cannot be recreated that time. And honestly, that's why millennials are the way we are. If you're thinking about the differences, the temperament differences, the political orientation differences between millennials and Gen Z or millennials and Gen X, a lot of that stuff has to do with the time period in which you came of age. Conservative ass Gen Xers and weird edgelord ass Gen Zers can't relate. Can't relate. Sorry, y'all. Um, Hate that the great lyrics are attached to such a middling book. You mean, are you talking about the book of there's barely any words in Hamilton. You know what I mean? Like there's barely any words in here. I mean, like the narrative is like it's just singing. You know what I mean? It's like they're just, trying to say a few words to get from one song to the next song to the next song and make you feel good by the end of it. The book I understand is, um are we still hopeful as millennials? Well, I'm 36. As my boyfriend says all the time, you 36. Um, so I think I've aged out of hope. Wait, that's depressing. Wait. Wait. Um, I don't characterize my politics as hopeful, okay? Um, okay, I don't characterize my politics as hopeful. Oh, yes, D, I understand what you know by the book, the totality of everything in the play, the lyrics and the narrative and the plot devices, and I understand what you meant. I was have Ron Chernow, the person who wrote the Alexander Hamilton book that Lin-Manuel Miranda based the show off of. I had that in my hand, but I'm like, oh, if we're talking about theater, the book is something else. So that's my bad for getting that wrong. Um, so back to our millennials still hopeful. Number one, clearly, I have not taken because this is Kimberly is A to F to I'm on a medication break today. So linear thought, what is that? Because I have an appointment later today. But I'm not nihilistic. I'm not nihilistic, but I also have to say a lot of that unencumbered hope, unquestioning hope was rooted in I just did not know enough about life or the history of the United States. Barack Obama was elected when I was 18. And so I just didn't know enough to like be like, huh, wait a minute. But I'm not there is a fatalism, a nihilism, a pessimism that I think for many people has taken hold, especially for young people. Oh, it's so sad when you see nihilistic young people. Like, whoa, that's wild. Like, whoa, yikes. Because what's youth for? Like, what's the purpose of youth if not the belief that tomorrow or the next day or the next year can be better? Like, ooh. But I think I'm much more pragmatic and more realistic, more grounded, for sure. Okay. What else do I have? Oh, we're still in the Hamilton because why do I have so much to say about Hamilton right now? Um, I was in the 6th grade when he was elected. I remember the celebration we had. Yeah. I just think, okay, I'm not a nihilist, but def politically, socially pessimistic. Still happy in myself though. Um, I think we're just in a time. We're in a time. This is a time. And a lot of people's lives will be. This is supposed to be positive, you guys. This is supposed to be lighthearted. I do the depressing stuff over there, not over here. Over here, we are reminiscing on Hamilton. Okay. So, anyways, very excited when I heard about the Hamilton reunion. Love so much of the cast. Of course, like many people, I noticed that in the little teaser videos, Anthony Ramos was not there. And I thought, huh, what's going on? What's going on? Because, of course, I know the tea, right? That he and Jasmine Cephas Jones met while working on this show and they fell in love and they were together for years and years and years. And then they broke up after he cheated. Well, allegedly got caught cheating. Allegedly. Okay. And I was like, it's been years since they broke up. They can't still be beefing. Like, what's going on? But like nobody was mentioning him or anything, in their Instagram stories and in the little reels. And I was like, what's going on? What's going on? And then during the performance, and they called it the Hamilton mixtape or whatever. During the performance, I was like, he wasn't at rehearsals and he's like, still am not seeing him. Like, what's going on? The girls are fighting. And then toward the end of the performance, he showed up. Okay, you know what I honestly think? You know what I truly think? I don't think he was going to show. I do not. I understand people are like, what are people saying? Scheduling conflicts. No, I'm sorry. I'm really not gonna. I think he wasn't gonna show up. And I think that at the last minute, he either decided to show up or somebody convinced him to show up. And then they stuck him in because he stood out like a sore thumb at the end. I said to my partner, I'm like, he looks under rehearsed because he's moving differently than everybody else. He wasn't at his place at the right time. He didn't get to his mark at the right time at that end when they're all, singing The World Turned Upside Down. I was like, somebody did not get a lick of rehearsing in. Mm-mm. So I don't know if there's beef. Seems like there's some beef. He also didn't get a solo. Everybody else, even Hercules Mulligan. I can't pronounce his name, but the man who plays Hercules Mulligan got the solo. He was the only one who didn't. Of the mains. So, they're saying it was because of his contractual obligations with Disney. I don't know. Look, I don't know anything. It just seemed, I don't know. But anyways, by the time they got to the end of it, I was crying because in like Lin Manuel, you could see him taking it in and getting teary eyed, and to see Lynn next to Leslie Odom Jr. Like it's just a magical show. I've seen off Broadway versions of Hamilton 3 times, 3 different places. I've seen the different the touring of it. I've seen it when it was in Chicago there, like right after it got off or ended, right after the original people left in Broadway. I saw it when it was in Chicago. I've seen it in Oklahoma City, and I've seen it in Dallas. Cried every single time. I'm just sorry. I just, there's just something to the arrangement of the songs. And especially when the touring company people are so good. I'm, I it is what it is. I mean, it is what it is. Oh, and you know what? I had somebody say, a man say, "Oh, I don't trust black people who like Hamilton," or I don't trust. And it's like, you guys, why do people who listen to nasty, misogynistic, anti-black, homophobic rap music, who watch coonery and buffoonery on TV, who support abusive men in Black American culture, and then say, "Oh, everybody deserves." Okay. So y'all can understand appreciating the skill, the breadth of a thing when it's something that you like, but then when it's, oh, only coons like Hamilton, you don't get it? Huh, that's interesting. Huh, that's fascinating. There is an epidemic of people who uh get salaries every day because they go to their cubicle or they log on to their Zooms and work for multinational corporations thinking they're revolutionaries. What's going on? You don't. You don't. Like, everybody needs to just sweep around their own front door. What's going on? We've all just got to sweep around our own front door. Because that really pissed me off. I was just like, you're fucking weird. You know? Like, don't you have a Zoom to log on to? I'm sorry. Don't you need to be preparing to go back into the office, review your return to office order? Like, what's going on? Okay, sorry, that was personal. What else wins? Brandon Jacob Jenkins won for Purpose, and he also won Best Play last year for Appropriate. I read, I'm always talking about the New Yorker, but there was a really good, interesting profile of Brandon Jacobs Jenkins in the New Yorker. In his acceptance speech, he shouted out Daphne Brooks, who is like a stunning scholar. She teaches, is she still at Yale? I don't know. But when I first engaged with her work, she was teaching at Yale. But yeah, so shout out to them. Oh, speaking of, um, same. I know he's problematic, but y'all can't make me hate Hamilton. You really can't. Like, we understand the politics are problematic. We understand the politics are problematic, but people are navigating problematic cultural production every single day. Do you watch television? Do you listen to music? Like, Which influencers do you follow? Okay. So I do not believe in black and white. I don't do that. But also, I think most people have bad taste. So I'm not super preoccupied with the aesthetic judgments or I don't take them seriously. Most people's aesthetic judgments. But that's just me. Um Brandon Jacobs Jenkins. Oh, I was talking about purpose. Okay. So, something I thought was interesting. I haven't seen Purpose, clearly. So I really don't know what's going on. But Carrie Young did win for Best Featured Actress in a Play. Okay. The show was directed by Felicia Rashad, and 5 actors in the show were nominated for Tonys, and it won Best Play. And I can't make any definitive judgments because I have not seen the show, but it was interesting to me that she wasn't nominated. Now, let me know. Y'all are like smart culture people, so maybe you have seen the show. But that strikes me as strange. It strikes me as strange. And I meant to like do my Googles. I don't use Google anymore, but do my searches and be like, is that common? Does that happen a lot? I don't know. I don't know enough to definitively say, but my instinct is that feels weird. Best play, all of these remarkable performances, but like who are we crediting with eliciting those remarkable performances? I don't know. It might be justice for Felicia Rashad. It might be, but I don't know. Discourse talk has made people lust for the next viral think piece. We don't have the credentials or range to validate it. Okay, repeating a previous comment, my critique of Hamilton is that it does color conscious casting for a historical fiction plot. Race was germane to the historical, but ignored altogether in the plot. Yeah, no, that's a legitimate criticism. Like, I'm not saying there aren't real criticisms of the show. Like, yes, it is post racial. Okay, it is a show that revels in the fantasy of post-racial America, right? And the nation of immigrants narrative. I've read the Ishmael Reed critique. I get it. I trust me. Yeah. I love a criticism. This is not directed at DUD. You're like smart and you always leave the best comments in the chat. So this is not at you, okay? But trust me, I'm not ignoring the criticisms. Like I am not. I'm not. I'm just saying that I reject these like definitive like good people like this and bad people like this. Good people like this and bad people like this and good people go over here and bad people go over here and smart people go over here and dumb people go over here except for gender wars. Gender wars are for stupid people. Shopknf.com. But I think that the way that we engage has to be a little bit. It requires more nuance. Yeah, yeah. Okay. What else do I have here? So justice, maybe justice for Felicia Rashad. I'm not sure. Maybe. I was moved by Francis Jew's very touching speech. He won for Yellowface, featured actor in Yellowface. Also, 2 Asian people won. Darren Criss won for Best Lead Actor in a Musical. And Francis Jew won. Shout out to them. Okay. Um, do I have anything else? A lot of people of color. You know, the theater community is the only place where it's still safe to be woke. That's the hey, that's it. That's it. So that is my feeling about the Tonys. Oh gosh. Okay, let's go. Oh, Nicole Scherzinger. Oh, she's Hawaiian. Yes. Okay. A great day for the Asians. Okay. We've wrapped up the Tonys. Let's keep it moving. Manchild by Sabrina Carpenter debuted last week. The song and the video. Sabrina got another one. I don't know what to tell y'all. I do not know what to tell y'all. Sabrina got another one. The fact that by the time the song was over, I said, let me run that back. Let me run that back. First of all, she and Jack Antonoff and Amy Allen are back in their 80s, right? Like synth pop bag. It reminded me of What a Fool Believes. Who sings that? Is that the Doobie Brothers? Yeah, What a Fool Believes. The first few like synthesizer notes in the song remind me of the Doobie Brothers, which is, I love that. I love that feeling. Now, look, let's don't wear it out. You know what I mean? This is the last project where we can do that sound, but immediately earworm, fun. What do I like about Sabrina Carpenter? She takes her career seriously, she takes her work seriously, but she very obviously does not take herself too seriously. There's always fun and play in it. And she's making fun of the man child, but she's also making fun of herself because I wrote a lyric down. What is it? I like my men all incompetent. Oh, that's funny. I like my boys playing hard to get. I like my men all incompetent. So funny. But it's making fun of them, but by making fun of them and the man who wasted your time and couldn't get his shit together, you're also making fun of yourself. Like there's two sides of the coin, and like that is what makes it so fun and smart, because it's not, the buzzword like Miss Andrea or whatever. It is, how the fuck did I let this dummy, this idiot, this baby take up so much time? I just think we love a smartly written pop song, a tightly written pop song. Amy Allen still got it. Sabrina Carpenter still has it. So good. Jack Antonoff still got it. Also love the video. Still that late 70s, early 80s vibe. She kind of reminded me of Lonnie Anderson from that time. Y'all don't know who Lonnie Anderson is. She used to date Burt Reynolds, be married to Burt Reynolds, but she had a very specific kind of look, like a knockoff Suzanne Summers. That's the kind of vibes that she was giving. But great video, impressive video that leaves a mark, but also fits with the song. She just has good taste. Nothing beats taste. For Sabrina, what else do I have on live? Anything else? Oh yeah, that little giggle at the beginning. So good. A great way to start that. Okay. Um, you're saying Farrah Fawcett. No, I'm actually not thinking of Farrah Fawcett. I am explicitly thinking of there's a specific kind of um blonde. It's a different blonde, okay? Like if you look up an image of Lonnie Anderson or Suzanne, like Summers in that 80s period. No, I'm distinct because the look of her, this is late 70s into early 80s. And when I think of Farrah Fawcett, I'm thinking of 70s, mid 70s. And those looks are similar, but they're not exactly the same. They're not exactly the same. Okay. But yeah. Okay. Um let's move on. I don't really have anything else to say. I played the song. I played it a handful of times. It's so good. It's giving Pepsi ad for sure. Finally, we're ending on Teyana Taylor. Okay, so Teyana Taylor, the last time we heard from her was 5 years ago. And the last rollout of one of her projects was so messy and there was so much. It was just like it was like a struggle rollout because she was signed with Good Music and they were really fucking it up and there was all this drama around Kanye and it just seemed very disorganized. And she said at that time that she did not want to do music anymore because they just had fucked it up so badly, which is so crazy because we know that she is very talented and talented multidimensionally, not just a singer, a songwriter, a choreographer, a performer, an actor. Now, did we did watch Straw last night. No. No, Straw was not it. No. But what was that other one that she was when she played the single mother in New York? I saw that in the theaters and that was good. That was good. She just didn't. Nobody could be good in Straw. Um, but it's so crazy that somebody who is so talented, great, another person with really great taste. I remember when Summer Walker enlisted her to help her get her life together, her performance live. But just it just seems like she just can't get a fair shake. So she has this new project. Clearly, she's talking about her divorce and then getting into this new relationship. She released the song, first single, Long Time song and video. I really, really like the song. Now, it's barely existent. It's like 2 minutes. I hate that. I really do not like that. But the 2 minutes that are there are really good and fun. I love that R&B house vibe. It reminds me a little bit of All Right with Victoria Monet. And when I say it reminds me of All Right by Victoria Monet, what I'm really saying is it reminds me of Kaytranada. I like misdirection in a song. So a song that is upbeat and you want to dance, but the lyrics are actually very depressing. She gave Dance Break in the song. I mean, in the video. She gave looks in the video. She also debuted or, went music video official with Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. That's what I call him. I call that man Aaron Pierre. That's Mufasa. It's funny to me, so I'm just going to keep saying that. They are dating now and they're very public about it. And he stars in it. I just think we just need to give Teyana Taylor just we got to respect her. We got to respect her. I just think she's been caught up in some really shitty business situations with some neglectful men who just did not know what to do with her or handle her. And she directed this. She directed this video, and choreograph. I mean, she's just, we love her, obsessed with her. So anyways, y'all support that, watch that video. I have seen clips of her performing at the BET Awards, and they're good. I have mixed feelings about the whole performance, but I like effort. And Teyana definitely gives effort. And I also like this wave of young Black women creatives just creating their own platforms. She has the Aunties, which is like a production company. I like that for her. So, anyways, that is all I have. I don't have anything else to talk about, girl. This is literally supposed to be 30 minutes, but you know that I just talk all day. That is it. We're gonna take this, list out every random thing that I've mentioned, send it out tonight in the newsletter. You can sign up for the newsletter at KimberlyNicoleFoster.co. Ooh, I'm late, girl. I'm late for my ADHD appointment. I gotta go. Bye. I'll talk to you later.